All right, to continue on with weather information services, just recall the METARs and TAFs. Remember, METARs are weather reports and TAFs are forecast. Terminal area forecast for 5-mile radius of the airport. And then there's area forecasts, which are for regions of the country. All right, we have special kinds of forecasts, which we have several different kinds. We have what we call a SIGMET, which is significant meteorological information. So it's published when something significant is out there, something so significant that it would affect all aircraft, drones included, but even to the largest airplane out there, to the smallest. It's an advisory concerning weather that's hazardous to all aircraft. That would include icing, turbulence, dust storms, sandstorms that might lower the visibility down below 3 miles, volcanic ash. They're unscheduled and they're good for 4 hours, generally speaking, unless it's related to a hurricane. Hurricanes generate some kind of a significant weather event, so that's published. They're good for 6 hours, but typically for only 3 hours. Then there's AirMets. AirMet is an Airman's Meteorological Information broadcast. It's again a forecast of what weather service believes is going to be a significant, well, not significant, but would be information that would be helpful. They're good for 6 hours, and therefore both of these are for a general area, not a specific airport, for general areas. The information in an AirMet is items that will be of interest to aircraft, especially hazardous to light aircraft or drones. Then we have a WST, as convective significant meteorological information. These are, there is a fourth kind, which is a convective SIGMET. Convective SIGMET is specific to thunderstorms, generally speaking. All right, convective SIGMETs are for hail, surface winds greater than 50 knots, hail bigger than 3/4 of an inch in diameter. Yeah, pretty big. And I think I already said tornadoes, of course, and winds greater than 50 knots. So that's common with the WST, convective significant meteorological information. Just those three. And we gained this information, and we've talked about this already, from 1-800-weatherbrief.com. In class, we went to this site and would look through it. What you need to do, though, is pause the video, or after this video is over, it's going to be a short video. After we're through with it, go to this website and look through the material and to try to look through it and be familiar with it, be somewhat familiar with it. Not necessarily just for the test, but also for your own benefit in the future. All right, now this sheet, you should have a copy of this as well. I should have handed this out to you. You can find this on the internet as well. So if you're watching this video and you're not in my class, yeah, you need to do the research and find this form, because it will be helpful. The FAA publishes this to help you understand some of the oddball things included in the in METARs and forecasts, for that matter. Some of the weird descriptors, there's descriptors, and there's precipitation modifiers, drizzle, hail, GR hail. Then there's other situations. So anyway, it's helpful. It also gives you, well, it says right up here, key to aerodrome forecast, TAFs, and aviation routine weather reports, METARs. So it's just helpful. So be familiar with this. There may be some questions on the exam related to understanding some of these codes. You're probably not going to have this available for the test. When you go take a test, you're not going to be able to carry a briefcase full of reference materials. Okay, so they will provide some of this, but not this. Okay, let's talk about interpreting weather products, METARs. How do we interpret a METAR? Here's one here, ECP. Where's that? You could look it up, or I could tell you. I'll tell you. The K gives you a hint. It's the United States. ECP gives you no hint. But since I've been there many times, it's Panama City, Florida, the new airport that's outside in the middle of the swamp. Anyway, it's dated the 15th of the month, so it's a report. They don't have to put the month in there because it's a report. They're telling you what it is today, the 15th. Then they give you the time when it was published, 1953, Zulu. So you got to do the conversion if you want to know what local time that is. Wind 110 at 4, 7-mile visibility, VCTS. Now you go to that chart and you go to VCTS. Vicinity, thunderstorms. Why they do it backwards, I do not know. But it's thunderstorms in the vicinity of the airport. Then cloud layer, 2,800 feet. Broken at 2,000 feet. 24 degrees, 22 degrees dew point. We've covered this before, just as a review. Altimeter, 2993. They leave the decimal point out. Oh, then, remarks. May or may not be in there, but there's remarks here. AO2 means the kind of automated system that's recording this. Oh, the wind has shifted. Wind shift. But did I tell you that sometimes they have some oddball thing, but after you've read them for a while, you sort of get the hint. Wind shift at 1855. Lightning distant, all quadrants. Rain ended at 43 past the hour. 43 past what hour? Well, it was 1953 it was published, so probably 2043. Rain ended. No, I'm wrong. No, let me get my eraser out. Nope, I missed that. At 1943, the rain ended. So, because it's a report published in 1953, they said, well, it stopped raining in 1943, a little bit before the forecast, the report, because this is a report. They don't know what's in the future. And TSE, TS's thunderstorms ended at 47. Same thing. 1947. So that just gives you a lot of extra information there. So this is how you interpret a METAR. Here's another one. Let me get my eraser out. Erase. Okay. Erase. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, we got it, I think. Okay, so back to blue, marker pen. Whoop. That didn't do what I wanted it to do. Okay, hang on. Don't go away. I'm still there. Okay, so we'll go back to this one here. Ignore that next one down there. This is 6A2. You should be familiar with that. It's Griffin, of course. Automated weather report. Wind 300 degrees at 9. Gusting, the G is for gust, at 16. Wind, okay, this is interesting, 290V020. They're saying it's variable. The direction the wind is blowing is variable between 290 degrees and 020 degrees. So it's just one of those light days where the wind is just sort of meandering around, no steady breeze, 10 miles away. Clear skies, 31 degrees, 16 dew point, 2992. Remarks is just the kind of facility that is broadcasting this weather, an automated system. Okay, I'm going to do a little more erasing here. Just be patient with me, and let's see if I can't actually get this thing to work so it doesn't. All right, APF, Naples. On the 15th of the month at 1853, this report was generated. Wind 260 hit 8 knots, 10-mile visibility, just a few clouds at 2,200, 30 degrees, dew point 24, altimeter 23003 0.00. Remarks, again, LTG, lightning distant to the south. Sea level pressure, and a bunch of other numbers and a dollar sign, which don't really concern us. We won't obsess about that. Oh, another one. Get my eraser out. Let's see. I wish there was an easier way to do that, but that's okay. All right. P-A-N-C. 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 I think that's Anchorage, Alaska. I wrote it down somewhere. It is Anchorage, Alaska. I have to look at my notes because I made this PowerPoint quite a while ago. So Anchorage, Alaska. I wonder what the temperature is. That's what I'm curious about. It's still the 15th, 1953. Wind out of the 300 degrees at 5 knots, 10 mile clear skies. Okay, 14 degrees. 14 degrees, that's 15 degrees is 59 degrees Fahrenheit, so 14 degrees C, a little bit cooler. Not that bad. 2993, remarks, automated, sea level pressure, and some more information. All right, let's erase that because I have a feeling we have another one down here. All right. Yes. Where is this? This is San Juan, Puerto Rico. Now this is interesting. Let's see, make sure I got the right one. All right, San Juan, the T, it's like not the continental U.S., so it's got a T there, just for your info. 15th of the month at 1856, they made this, this observation was published. 080 at 18, gusting to 23 knots, 9 mile visibility, a few clouds at 2,100, and then at 3,000, scattered, and then at 6,000, scattered. So 1, 2, 3 cloud layers. Pretty warm day, 31 degrees, 24 dew point, 3005. Remarks. Sea level pressure. Okay, all right, here we go. Here's a new one on us. Haze, all quadrants. And you could have looked that up to find out what that meant. Haze, all quadrants. And then a bunch of other numbers that probably mean something, but we're not going to obsess over it, are we? Keep moving along here. I'm going to do a little erasing here because I got one more. Okay. Okay, AFO is somewhere out in Wyoming. What was the name of the airport? I don't have the name of the airport. It's out in Wyoming. You can look it up if you want to know where it is. On the 15th, 1955, automated. 210 at 14, gusting at 24 knots, 10 mile visibility, clear skies, 30 degrees, pretty warm. Dew point 0, 30.21. Okay, so that's basically how we read. And so on the exam, you're going to have one of these pictures, and it's going to ask you something specific about that. All right, here we go with TAFs. We'll look at some TAFs to do the same thing. Terminal area forecast, okay? And so, again, we have this sheet. Gives us some information about it, and we'll keep moving on. All right, so forecast, terminal area forecast, interpreting that. We'll start with Panama City again, KECP. We have parts of this forecast. We have the main body part, which will be this whole section here. That's the main body. ECP is an identifier course. On the 15th at 1736, that's when this small committee of forecasters sat down and said, yeah, this is what we think it's going to be. You know, with all the data we have, we think that in this following time period, it's going to be like this. Starting on the 15th at 1800 till the 16th at 1800. So that is a 24-hour period, right? 1800 Z starts to 1800 Z ending for this forecast period for the main body. Here's what we think it's going to be. Wind 180 at 10 knots, 6 mile, more than 6. The P stands for more. More than 6 mile visibility. VCTS in this whole area around the airport, because it's a TAF. Remember, TAF is 5 miles around the airport. So in the vicinity of Panama City, we think there's going to be TSs. What's a TS? Thunderstorm. Yeah. And we think that's going to be scatter clouds at 5,000 with CBs, cumulonimbus clouds. During this period, though, during this 24-hour period up here, temporarily we think, and of course the 15th is the month, at 1900 hours, between 1900 hours and on the 15th, 2300 hours, which is what, 4-hour period, it's possible that there will be a temporary condition that's less than the main body says. We think that between 1900 Z and 2300 Z on the 15th, that it may be 4-mile visibility with thunderstorms and rain, 5,000 CBs and 8,000 CBs. That's the main body. So that tempo will, the 2-digit date and the 2-digit hour, 1900 to 2300 hours. That's the main body of the forecast. Then the forecasters say, well, but yeah, after that, on the 16th at 1 o'clock, we think it's going to be like this, right? All this stuff here. We think it's going to be 250 at 8, P 6 statute miles, more than 6 statute miles, VCSH, showers in the vicinity, 1,800 scattered, 6,000 broken. And then further down the list, on the 16th, that's at 0300 Z, we think the wind is going to be 250 at 6, more than 6-mile visibility, broken clouds at 10,000 feet. And then later during the day, from on the 16th at 1500, after the 1500, we think it's going to be like this: 280 at 6 knots, more than 6-mile visibility, 3,000 foot scattered. All right, so that's basically how you look at the TAF, terminal area forecast. I went through that pretty quick. We've covered it before, just as a review, and we'll do a couple more examples. Maybe I should slow down a little bit as I go through it. The question that the FA might be on the exam would be, during what time period does the overcast skies become 10,000 feet broken? And then different choices. One of the choices will be on the 16th at 3 o'clock. Well, that'd be the correct answer, because that's the only one here that says the skies will be at 10,000 feet. All right, we'll go a little slower now, because here's Naples. Naples, Florida, KAPF, at 1500, published at 1843 Zulu. The forecast period is from the 15th at 1900 till the 16th at 1800. That's 23 hours, 23 hours, period, for the forecast period. During this period, we think the wind is going to be 240 at 10 knots. Again, visibility more than 6 miles, 2,500 scattered, broken at 5,000. This is a pretty simple forecast, because then it goes right into the next forecast period on the 15th at 2,100. Here's what we think the weather is going to be like. 240 at 12 knots, 6-mile visibility, VCTH. Thunderstorms in the vicinity of the airport. By the vicinity of the airport, remember, TAFs are for a 5-mile radius of the airport. So they're just saying outside that 5-mile range, there'll be some thunderstorms in the area. Not necessarily over the airport, but somewhere around in that area. Scattered 25 CBs, broken at 5,000. Then on the 16th, the next day at 0100, wind will be variable at 4 knots. So just very light winds. We don't really have a direction. Not sure what the direction will be. More than 6-mile visibility. The rain showers in the vicinity of the airport. Maybe not at the airport, but somewhere around the airport there'll be some rain showers. Scattered at 3,000, scattered at 20,000 feet. Pretty high cloud layers. Again, from all this information here, weather forecasters have the opportunity to say, well, this is, they've come up with this by looking at the reports of airports in the area. Alaska, again, PANC, Anchorage, 15th at 1740. Between the hours of 1800 and 2400, the main body of this forecast applies. Well, that's more than, that's what, 6 hours? That's 30 hours, isn't it? A 30-hour period they're saying the weather's going to be like, and this is just the main body, this whole part here. Wind 300 degrees at 7 knots, visibility greater than 6 miles, and few scattered clouds, or a few clouds at 7,000. Forecast on the 16th at 12 o'clock. It's going to get gusty. 160 at 12, gusting at 20, 6 miles, scattered clouds 6, broken at 10,000 feet. Then on the 16th at 1800, 150 at 15, gusting at 25 knots. Still pretty gusty. 6 mile visibility, more than 6 mile visibility, minus RA. You could look it up if you want, but I'll tell you. Light rain showers. The minus is for light. A plus would be for heavy rain showers. So far, so good. Pause the video at any time and look at it yourself if you need to. San Juan on the 15th from 17, this is when it was published, from on the 15th at 1800 to 15th, so this is a 24-hour period again. 1070 at 20, gusting 14, gusting at 20, more than 6 mile visibility, scattered, 3 cloud layers, 2100 feet, 2800 feet, and 6000 feet. That's the main body. Now from on the 15th at 2300, it says 0800 or 0900, I'm sorry, at 11, more than 6 miles, scattered. Then at 0600, 100 degrees at 5 knots, plus 6, for rain showers in the vicinity. Then at 1400 on the 16th, gusty winds, good visibility, vicinity rain showers, scattered. I'm going through pretty quick, but take your time and make sure you understand all these. Tallahassee, I included this one because there were some irregularities in this one. I erased a little bit of erasing there. Okay, Tallahassee, that's published it on the 15th at 1921. It's from 19 to 18, so that's only 23 hours, the forecast period. 010 at 10, more than 6, vicinity. Thunderstorm, TS, vicinity. Temporarily during that time period, between on the 15th, 1900 Zulu to 2300 Zulu, there's possibility of 4 miles and thunderstorms and rain and gusty winds. Then from, okay, here's where it gets a little bit of an extra thing, because this little forecast period on the 15th, starting at 2300, 6 mile vicinity, broken 5,000 CBs, then they're going to put a tempo into this forecast. So this is not the main body. I'm going to be careful not to assume that it's the main body, but the tempo is for between on the 15th 2300 hours to the 16th shows 300 hours, so that's 4-hour period, 4 miles and thunderstorms possibly. Then on the 16th at 4 o'clock, you know, some pretty generic weather reports. And then on the 16th at 1500 is sort of a similar forecast period. So that's basically how you interpret TAFs. Like I said, we've covered it before. If you have any questions or need some more information about this, you can reach me, call me during office hours, email, text me. Hey, we can talk about it and go into a little more detail and a little bit slower. I know I went through this pretty fast. That's the nature of the thing. And I know sometimes these videos can be long and somewhat static. That's the benefit of meeting in class, as we can discuss some of these things. But anyway, this should be helpful. Again, there'll be questions about this on the written test. And this is also helpful information for your career, future career, because you can read these textual reports yourself and interpret them.